Hey guys, it's Nicole, and this is my process video for layout number 1 from the Super Savers layouts that were part of my July 2013 Super Sketch Club kit from Scrapbook Generation. And this particular layout, I participated in an online crop for a forum that I participate in, and one of the challenges that was posted was I want to say it was called like Mad Dash or something similar to that, but it was basically you give yourself 45 minutes to complete a layout and you have an extra 15 minutes to do like your journaling. So I knew that I scrapbook so slow that I was never going to be able to sort of start from scratch with like maybe like a blank sketch or like something from scratch. So I went ahead and just grabbed one of these kits that I already had photos matched to, because I tend to be a little faster if I'm kind of following like these kits have, specific directions, and you can always change it to however you want it to be, but I tend to scrap a little faster when it's, step 1, step 2, step 3. And because this is the first time that I'm putting together any of the layouts from this kit, I'm going ahead and cutting apart all of the papers that go to the 3 Super Saver layouts all at the same time. That way when I come back and do the second and third layout, my paper's already cut and I can save a little time further down the road. And then after I trim all my papers, I go ahead and match up which pieces go to the 3 different layouts. So everything's sort of already divided amongst the 3 layouts, already cut and already ready for me to go. So all I have to do is match photos for the second and third layout, and you can see them there on my little printout sheet that I have the 3 examples printed out on. And again, those just come from Scrapbook Generation's blog. They have a section on their blog just for the photos for these kits, because the kits don't come with the photos. If you get like the other kits that they put together, I want to say like Boy Crazy or Girl Crazy or Generations, or they do like separate kits where it's like a $10 kit or a $15 kit. Those come with photos, but the Super Savers, it's sort of jam-packed with like a ton of papers and a ton of sketches, and it's such a good deal that I don't really mind that they don't come with photos, because I kind of prefer being able to print them in that format where I just put 3 of them on one sheet, and then when I'm done with my kit, what I end up doing is I put them in a 3-ring binder where I keep all my sketches and stuff. That way I can kind of scrap lift this layout in the future if I wanted to, or just kind of use it as maybe an idea or like a jumping off point. And I keep it with the sketches that also came with this kit too, because the sketches you can use over and over again. By changing your papers and changing your photos, you're going to get a completely different layout. So here I've gone through and I trimmed all the papers, separated them into the 3 different layouts, and then I just grabbed some brown distress ink and inked the edges of all my papers. And I'm sort of using the color example as well as the sketch to figure out where everything goes. And then I had to do some surgery on my ATG adhesive. I like the thing, but I keep having issues with the tape actually sort of walking off of the roller, and a lot of times I end up having to just cut it and like rewind it and sort of start the spool over again. So I need to go and get a couple washers and try the washer trick to sort of bump the roller pad up a little bit and see if that helps, because it makes me sad because I really like the adhesive, but I find it frustrating that it's constantly sort of rolling off. And here I grabbed this other strip that I realized I had put in the wrong pile on my desk, so I just grabbed that, inked it up again. I'm going to go ahead and put it down here. And I really liked how fast this page went together, because having the pack of ephemera pieces from Fancy Pants, it was so fast. Like normally it would be maybe a cut apart sheet or pattern paper that you would kind of have to fussy cut, and I liked having the pre-cut die cuts because all I had to do was ink them, and it was just really fast. So here I just dumped the whole pack out, and I'm kind of going through and just using my printed their version printed out. I'm kind of using that to figure out which pieces go on this page. And again, I'm using that same ink to just ink up the edges of all my die cuts just so that they kind of go with the papers. And you can see there I was turning my timer back on because I ended up having, even with a short 45-minute time period, I still ended up having to do 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there. Like, I had to just keep turning the camera and turning my timer off every time I got interrupted by one of my kids, or I had to go change the laundry over, or whatever was going on that I just did not have a 45-minute block of time all in one chunk that I could, kind of get this done. So I just made sure to pause my timer so that I was still going with the rules of the challenge as far as being within that 45-minute time frame. And here I'm just trimming down this little photo that I had printed to go behind this little die-cut Polaroid frame. And these pictures are not clear at all. This graduation ceremony that we went to, I think I was just so excited to get out of the house without my kids that I didn't bring a camera. So I ended up just using my cell phone. And I noticed that when you print out cell phone pictures, they just look a little blurry and not all that great. But again, I was going to go ahead and use them because it was, the only pictures that I had of this. And now I'm just going through those die cuts that go on this page and putting some foam tape behind a couple of them. And I had run over to my computer and just typed up some basic journaling on a piece of cream cardstock, and I'm just trimming it down to fit inside that Polaroid that's printed on the paper. And I'm just kind of roughing up the corners to make it a little more interesting. And then again, I'm using my picture as a guide to figure out where the die cuts go. And I needed to trim that photo down. I didn't do a very good job of it the first time. And then I'm just lining up all these little sort of camera themed die cuts over here on the right, adding some foam tape to some of them. And then I will zoom out so that you can see both of the pages together. And again, I really like how quick these kits go together. And the only other thing that I added to it was I just did a date stamp and some brown ink on one of the die cuts. And there you can see I had just over 4 minutes left on my timer. So here's some photos of the completed page, and as always I will be adding this video in a playlist so that any process videos that go with this kit are all in one place on my channel. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.